I would now invite Honorable Chief Minister Shri Basavaraj Bommai ji to please address the audience and share a few words of wisdom to inspire this summit. A big round of applause, please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good evening, everybody. It's really pleasure to see you all, who are achievers. Not only achievers, they're all givers. Sri Rajiv Kumar, Vice President Niti Aayog, Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, Prashant, Shalini, and Rosin Kumar, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರೇ, ಲೇಡೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಮನ್, ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. CSR ಅಂಬುವ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟನ್ನು ಇಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ CSR, we never thought that it can be taken so far, and you people are really taken it such a far that it is going to play a vital role in the development of the society. Giving is in our culture, but how to give, whom to give, what to give are the key issues. There is a couplet in Kannada by a poet called Sarvajna. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ತನಗೆ ಬಚ್ಚಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಪರರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಕೊಟ್ಟೆಂದು ಕೆಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. What it means is, what you give is yours. What you keep, what you hide will be somebody else. But don't say that I have given. By saying it, all the goodness what you have acquired will not be there. There was our principal. His name was Kottur. One day he told our classroom a very interesting thing. I think I should tell it here. What he said is that a lot of people do good things and they just walk. That's not the right way. When you do a good thing, supposing you help a old woman crossing the road, just don't help her and just walk off. You help her, give a pause, wait, think about it. You will feel so happy, you will feel so energized. It will inspire you to do a better good thing. That is what I want to tell you today. You have done so much of good things. Just think of it. It might have helped a poor student in some remote villages. It might have helped some treatment for some patients. It might have helped some old age people. A lot of programs are there. Please think of the benefit of your action for a moment. You feel so nice. It is not just to give for the sake of giving. Please don't do that. You should have some purpose of giving. And that purpose is an engine to drive you towards your goals. And as a government, as a society, we should have focus on the people who give rather than focus on the people who take. In this context, we are the people who take and they are the people who give. That's why I said remove this light, some of the lights, and let there be a focus on the people there. I wanted to see you people. I wanted to see you people. I can see a lot of energy and there is a lot of satisfaction in your eyes. Therefore, CSR is an important thing not only in terms of monetary, it is important in terms of deeds, in terms of character building. Giving builds the character. What is the nation is all about? Nation is not about roads, about buildings, about industries. It is about people with character. That makes a difference. And our past, our ethos have been outstanding in the entire world because of that character our elders had. Therefore, in the present modern context, the challenges are different. Therefore, solutions are different. But the real ethos which have been embedded in our culture is the same. When I say culture, a lot of people confuse civilization and culture. One of the Western philosopher has very rightly has described the civilization and culture in a very simple word. Civilization is, what he says is, civilization is what we have. We have wealth, we have success, we have all the materialistic things, what we want. That builds up the civilization. Modern gadgets, cars. A man who is graduated from cycle to a motorcycle, motorcycle to a car, now to the high-speed car or whatever it is. That is what civilization is all about. Big roads, big buildings. But that is not culture, let me tell you. What he has said is, what we have is civilization and what we are is the culture. There is a subtle difference between civilization and culture. Sometimes we feel they overlap, but you should have a very clear-cut distinguish between culture and civilization. Because we want civilization to grow. We want countries to produce wealth, individuals to produce wealth, society should produce wealth. It is for the betterment, living conditions of the people. But at the same time, there is always a difference between have and have-nots in the society. So it becomes a great deal of responsibility for the people who have to give, and that should be the culture, what we are. Hence, I readily agree to come this function for this purpose. And including me, what I say now, it includes me first, then others. Giving what we have, or whatever you want to give, is generated or created from the society which we give. It is not a Not that we give and then society takes. No, society first gives. We build on that, then we give back. So remember that you are not the first giver. Society is the first giver. Our culture is the first giver. The balance sheet of life should balance. See, when somebody is born, he can't be independent, he can't run away. He has to have helping hand. He first is mother, father, near and dear ones, brothers, sisters. He takes love, affection, support. That's what society gives to an individual. Then he takes all the siksha from the teachers, from the gurus. He is building up as a human being, not like any other creation of a God. And then when he grows, he becomes independent and he gets educated. All this thing is taken as a debt and it is accounted in his account. And a clever one uses this as a capital. Like when we take a loan from a bank and we use this as a capital to build our industries. He'll build a capital and he'll be successful. And I should tell you that a man and a woman should do her duties towards her family, her near dear ones. Then only she will be genuinely ready to help others. This is very important. For example, in a wedding, when somebody comes in the morning, in a wedding, we'll say, hey, come afterwards. Some beggar comes. 8 o'clock he comes, hey, come afterwards. But after 3:30, 4 o'clock, when we leave, there will be somebody saying, don't waste it, give to them. See the situation. So it is like that. So you build on it. Do your responsibilities completely. Then give back to the society. You have taken from the society, built on it, give back to the society. The balance sheet of life should be balanced, credited and debited. This is a very important thing. Why I am telling this is because balance sheet, the word balance sheet, credit, debit, you understand better than anybody. Therefore, once that is done, then it's a genuine giving. And not necessary that everybody should give money. A moneyed person will give money. A teacher, after retirement, if he teaches 10 children freely, that's a great service. That is how society grows. Society doesn't grow on some individual growing up like a tower. Society grows horizontally, not vertically. Holding hands, having feelings, feeling for each other, and building a support system, an ecosystem where everybody will feel comfortable. That's why even World Bank has now adopted a coefficient of happiness. No more a GDP. Because GDP is essential, once again, but it doesn't reflect the reality. For example, per capita income of my state, we are third, but the contribution for the state and per capita income is by only 30% of the population. Still 70% of the population struggle, work for their sustainable livelihood. So as a administrator, my goal is to see that they are upgraded from not only working for themselves, sustainable livelihood, they should start becoming economically better off. Once their per capita income increase, once they are economically better off, then automatically it adds to the GDP. It adds to the per capita income of the state. So it is the people who contribute or make them contribute is more important than the real figures what we have. Hence, my humble request is that please try to build human power by humane qualities, humane characters. That brings a real change in the long-term goals. What our madam has described our sustainable goals, UNDPs, it's all about human development. We have a best of hospitals in cancer, but people suffer. Still 70% of the people in this country suffer for not getting treatment for cancer. We have got best hospitals for cardiac problems, but you know, in a village, old people, when they get a heart pain, especially old women, they just rub some Amrutanjan and sleep. This is the situation. We have got both worlds in this country. Our endeavor is through government actions, government plans, and government investment. There was a debate that you are spending so much on all these popular programs of midday meal and meal for children, nutrition programs. Lot other programs are there. We give uniform to the school children. We give cycle to the school children. They say that some economists say that it is an expenditure, and some go to the extent of saying it's a wasteful expenditure. I say that it is not expenditure; it's investment. Unless until we have got a healthy children and a healthy future citizens, this country doesn't have future. So when can we invest? When they are small little children, we have to invest there. We have to protect them. We have to support them to grow. An unhealthy child is a futuristic, it is like a road breaker for the growth of the country. A healthy child is like an escalator. Hence, I don't want to speak too long. I don't know, I might have bored you because you had come for a different focus, but I have just tried to change the focus into more of a human development. That's my passion. Whether somebody likes it or not, this will be there whether I'm in power or not. That's why I have decided that this year I'll have a special program for a woman in a village who works both in the house and the fields. And we will help her, handhold her, finance her, make market linkages. And I want to see that the poorest of poor women not only works for the sustainable livelihood, she should also contribute for the state GDP. And especially OBC, SC, ST women I am targeting. And this will be a new chapter in building of nation. Because I believe that woman power, is greater than man power. Kindly don't misunderstand me. Because biologically, woman is strong, woman is more sincere, woman is hardworking, and when she pursues to the end. They don't give a halfway. which we do it so many times. Hence, all my focus is there, and you have come all over the country, you have helped the entire country, and Karnataka itself, more than 5,000 crores has come inside. I'm really happy, and our efforts by Shalini and Prashant and his team to make it more focused, more utility-wise better for the vulnerable classes and transparent. They have created an app, and lot of people have been involved into this. Let this tribe grow. Let this idea of giving grow. And 130 crore people, even 10% of it, who tries to give, our country problem is solved. People are our strength, and our Honorable Prime Minister is the first person. There was a time when population was anti-progress. But as soon as our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji took over, he said demographic dividends. These words coming from a Prime Minister is very important, because that matters the most. And he has been consistently on it. Right from Jan Dhan Yojana, which people see that nothing big, but having a bank account brings in some accountability in his life. From there, now he has trying to help farmers, Ayushman Bharat, then Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. There are so many things where he has linked the people. Therefore, in that spirit, let's work together. One thing I want to tell you, that my government will walk an extra mile with you people. It will be very easy, it will be transparent, and I want you to be involved in it. You should take it forward. It has nothing to do with the government business. We have to just collaborate. It is not just hand-holding. As far as my government is concerned, it is not just hand-holding. We'll walk step by step with you, shoulder to shoulder with you. And we will create such an ecosystem where the dividends of CSR will be an inspiration to do more, to do better, and bring in more people into this endeavor of giving. And to end up, what is moksha is? Moksha is how much you are given, not how much you have acquired. And as Swami Vivekananda has said, it's in Kannada, sadhakanige savu antyavalla. Achievement, for an achiever, death is not the end. A real achiever lives beyond the death. Knowingly or unknowingly you are doing that. But if you know, consciously you do it. You do all good things consciously. God is there to recognize. Thank you.
Dhanyavadagalu, sir. It's evident that the philosophy of culture and civilization you spoke about has inspired everybody present at this occasion. Huge round of applause for Honorable Chief Minister.